Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the NECA Toys Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This is the Ultimate T-1000 Motorcycle Cop. Another release from the folks over at NECA Toys, and like the other Ultimate release figures, the Ultimate T-1000 Motorcycle Cop comes in a box, which is a nice touch. On the back of the package, it says 3 million, or excuse me, don't downplay this spot. 3 billion human lives ended on August 29th, 1997. The few who survived the nuclear fire of Judgment Day lived only to face a new nightmare, the war against the machines. In their effort to eliminate all remaining humans, Skynet sent 2 Terminators back through time. Their mission to destroy John Connor, the future leader of the human resistance. The first was programmed to strike at Mother Sarah Connor in the year 1984, before John was born. It failed. The second was to eliminate John when he was just a child, as before the resistance was able to send a lone warrior to protect the boy. The only question was, which one would reach him first? Then, and also, by the way, the figure includes 3 interchangeable heads, 2 pairs of hands, pistol, machine gun, and bladed arm. Finally, just before we open up the figure, I want to open up the package so you can see the interior image there of the Motorcycle Cop T-1000 and also the figure and his multitude of accessories on the other side. Can't wait to get this opened up. What I am going to do is take a break, though. I'm going to get this guy completely out of packaging, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Terminator 2 Judgment Day T-1000 Motorcycle Cop from NECA. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. One accessory that might be omitted if you aren't careful and throw away the package, or you just take the figure out and don't think that there's anything else to be included. There is a small photo of John Connor that is actually in the back of the clamshell. So if you take the figure out, look around to the back side. I almost missed it myself. And inside there's a picture of young Eddie Furlong, John Connor. He's a good-looking boy. Do you mind if I keep this photo? If I had not actually looked, I would have probably not kept the photo. I would have thrown it away with the packaging. So be mindful of that you don't accidentally discard the little small picture of Eddie Furlong. It might be worth something actually one of these days anyways, because he's become such a big time star. No, okay, he hasn't. All right, so let's have a look at the Ultimate T-1000 Motorcycle Cop. It's a good looking figure, actually. It, of course, depicts the T-1000 in his motorcycle outfit. Just at the time, of course, then they, he's intercepting Arnie and Sarah and John. It looks really good, though. I mean, I would be pipe dreaming to think that I would love for him to have included his bike. I mean, it's not something that NECA ever delves into, is really vehicles from that standpoint. A motorcycle would have been really cool to have this guy standing alongside, but I understand from a figure standpoint, okay, he's not necessarily going to be coming with a motorcycle, so I have to kind of overlook that. It's strange, though, that some of the accessories he does come included with are accessories that I don't think would fit the profile of when he is the Motorcycle T-1000. Before we get to that, though, let's just kind of do a breakdown of the figure itself. Now, I feel like a lot of these figure components are reuses from the original T-1000 Motorcycle Cop. Maybe it's slightly just changed over. Like, for example, his face could actually be from the more recent of the lot, the more recent frozen liquid nitrogen version of the T-1000. It almost seems like his face is slightly discolored, like it wants to be partially frozen. It's slightly discolored. I don't know if it's just me or it's my figure, but the face does come across a little on the light side. More importantly, around the nose and right around the bridge, I guess where the glasses are sitting on top. I don't know if it's intentional, but it does seem like it's awfully pale. The rest of the outfit, well, the lower half at least is a familiar sight, though again, with the inclusion of new articulation in the knees, the lower torso at least is a sight that we've seen quite frequently with the T-1000 figures. The top half, though, really only relegated, I think, to about 2 different figures. The Motorcycle T-1000, and then again the liquid nitrogen T-1000 that had this sort of deco, but of course all in a nice frosted blue, and it had almost these little flecks of paint on it to give it that textured feel as well. I really liked that figure, and I still have it in my collection. He does have a walkie-talkie, although it does not look like the walkie-talkie is removable. It's a fixed piece, and unfortunately the antenna on the walkie-talkie here is bent. I guess there's really no workaround to it. They could have just taken the antenna right off rather than having it as bent. There's not really anything you can do about it. It's just, it's there, but it's there bent. Jack is nicely sculpted as well. Doesn't feel like it's an additional appliance over top of the existing torso. It feels like it's a brand new sculpt. I say brand new sculpt, but I mean even like the old T-1000 motorcycle cop, it didn't feel either like it was an additional piece over top. It was its own sculpted torso. Detailing on the side has Los Angeles Police, represented actually on both sides. Face sculpt again, no problems at all. The paint's nice and clean. You can even see that they've colored in the hair on the underside underneath his helmet. A nice touch as well. Very, very well done figure. I had no issues with the initial release of the T-1000 in motorcycle attire. I certainly have no issues whatsoever with this one either, because at least you get the benefit of new articulation. Yes! Love that they're re-releasing these things. I guess one little nitpick is that there's a little bit of paint that's chipped on my hand. Not my hand, but the hand of the T-1000. It's small. It's almost not even noticeable, but I felt the need to point that out just, you know, to say it's not 100% head to toe perfect paint. Looks like there's a little bit of paint there. Not too big of a deal. The underside, he has peg holes. No display stand to speak of, though. So you can get him a stand. He sometimes is a little top heavy, but so far, so good. Okay, so let's run through his different accessories. Now, this is the one where I'm a little debated on it. I'm not complaining to the sense that, you know, why did he come with all these extra accessories? But I don't feel like the accessories fit this type of, or this appearance of the T-1000. Case in point, let's look at the things that would make sense that he comes with. He comes with this small machine gun, which he uses in the helicopter as he's pummeling away at the escaped John Connor and friends. So that's nice that they include that. And you can put it in his hand as is. I mean, it's not the best grip of hands, but rest assured he does come with a couple of other specifically gripping hands or trigger hands for holding the weapons. He actually comes with 2 of those. The other thing he comes with is his small pistol. Again, makes sense for the Terminator here. And we'll just move the arm out of the way. You can either put it into his hand, or you can also put it in the supplied holster at the side of his leg, and it fits very easily. It's supposed to snap over and close shut, but I can never find that these little snap closures do the greatest of jobs of tabbing into place and staying shut. There's the T-1000 with essentially all the things that make sense that he would come included with. And then we start getting to the realm, and it's only my own personal opinion, but we start getting into the realm of accessories that I don't feel necessarily fit going with the T-1000. Some of the things I'm talking about, though, while he does come with like a normal Terminator T-1000 head, unhelmeted. Try to get to, there we go, try to get to focus. The head is very nicely done, though be it a little shiny. I don't know why they went the route of giving him such a shiny head. Both the hair and the head look extremely slicked. It's not terrible because you can always switch it out with any number of the T-1000 figures that we've already gotten released from NECA. There's a multitude of them. You can just simply pop this one out and replace it with any one of those. In the meantime, let's pop his head off here. There we go. And replace it with the T-1000 head. Now this is one of the things I'm talking about here. I'm recycling the scene in my head where the T-1000 initially gets this. He gets this right at the initial escape where the motorcycle cop drives up to him and he says, "Hey, that's a really nice bike." He then proceeds to have that motorcycle and this outfit up to the point that they, they break in, the SWAT team is released, and he drives up the stairwell, smashes out, gets into the helicopter, and then chases them. But I think he only chases them up to the point that they get to the metal plant, where he splashes out of the liquid nitrogen truck and he's doused in liquid nitrogen and everything, and he freezes. After that point, I don't think he wears this outfit anymore. So this specific head, I don't feel fits this figure release. It would have gone well with a Terminator T-1000 Ultimate figure, but I don't think it would have gone or should have gone with the T-1000 Motorcycle Cop. The other one I'm talking about is this one right here. Again, we can plug this into place. Excessively shiny. I don't know why the plastic is as shiny as it is. And again, you can just plug that into place. This one's a little harder because you don't want to press too much down onto the halved heads. But you also have this version as well. And I don't feel, I don't know, is it not when he got shot right at the elevator of the Pescadero? I think it was the Pescadero facility. He wasn't wearing this outfit. So like his head being exploded like this, I don't think fits this figure, honestly speaking. So we're going to just take these off. I mean, they're good looking sculpts, but I would only really keep them for the original T-1000. I don't think I'd ever display them with the motorcycle release of T-1000. So I'm going to put the head back on. Here we go. And let's have a look at the other accessories. By the way, one of the other things I've noticed with the figure is his head. And I think the initial figure had this problem too. His head always sits on an angle. You really can't get the head completely straight. It always really wants to lean down. But the other accessories that the T-1000 comes with, he comes with 2 pointing fingers. Call to John. I know this hurts. Comes with 2 of those. But again, I don't think he uses these while he's in this outfit. The other one he has is the slashing. He's slashing through, I think this is where he's slashing through the window at John Connor. And he's initially when he's got the hooks, then he turns into a slash, it's a little slashing arm. Again, I don't think any of these accessories fit this figure release. You can pop the arm out of its socket, replace it with the bladed arm, if you will. And you have that as an option. You can also do the same thing with the hands. Take the hand out of the socket. The hand is a little harder to get, I might add, because it's tucked way into what looks like a double sleeve. And you can also get the pointed finger hand in there as well. Now, me saying this, me nitpicking the fact that the accessories are included that I don't feel fit the profile of this character, doesn't mean I'm not appreciative that NECA would include it. I just don't feel like they're necessary for this figure release. I mean, one workaround what they could have done was have the torso halved, where you could have replaced the torso, but then you got to replace the arms too. So really, there's just a lot of extra additional stuff that would have been done to this figure that keeping him solely as the motorcycle cop T-1000, I think fits fine, but I don't think these accessories fit him at all. Well, let's go ahead and pop the arm out, take the hand out as well. Let's replace the hand. So while we've been looking at this figure, Spot's been trying to think to himself things that could have potentially come with this figure. And to be honest, I draw a lot of blanks. Sure, the additional machine gun makes sense. The additional pistol, I can get away with that. But I don't think any of these accessories really fit the character. And I'm just trying to think in my mind, what would I have possibly put with this figure other than what you're seeing right here in Spot's hands? And the answer I really could come up with, I don't really have anything. I can't think of anything that this figure could have come with other than what you're seeing right here. The other stuff fits perfectly with a regular T-1000, but I don't feel it fits at all with the T-1000 in motorcycle outfit. When it comes to his posability, his head is on a very nice ball joint. Albeit for the fact that you can't really tilt the head any further back than this, but at least you get a good range of motion back and forth. Arms hinge out nice and clean, no issues, no restrictions there. He has a bend in the elbow, but it can be very mindful of where that hinge is, that you bend the arm and you're not bending it in the wrong place. The arm rotates, sure enough. Hand rotates, and through virtue of that, sometimes the hand actually also pops out. He has a waist swivel. Doesn't look like any sort of ball joint, but just more so a waist swivel. And of course, the big selling point for this figure, not the fact that he's now missing an arm, or missing a hand, but he's got the split cut on the thigh, a forward and back motion on the leg, a bend at the knee, which slightly rotates as well, a little bit more limited. And he's also got that hinge in the foot. Future ideas for T-1000s, maybe we could get ourselves a silver version of the T-1000 as an ultimate release. Trying to think of other characters. I don't know if I would say necessarily the liquid nitrogen doused T-1000 really warrants getting an ultimate release of him. Because, I mean, he's really by nature a staction figure. Can't even really think of anything else. Maybe like a silver version of this guy right here they could release, which essentially makes use of the exact same mold. They would just paint it over in a nice shiny, like a nice shiny chrome, like a silver color, I think would be quite nice. All in all, great looking figure. Accessories I think are kind of unnecessary in this release. But I understand that it being that he's under the banner of Ultimate, NECA wanted to give a little extra something along with this figure. So I appreciate that, but I really don't think that they're all that necessary in all honesty. Spot will revisit getting the hand back in place. You know what, let's just put a regular hand in place. I can't do justice to this figure with an empty socket visibly here. So let's just put a hand in there for the time being. There we go. All right, now at least you're complete. Today's toy spot, we were having a look at the brand new NECA toys. This was the Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And this particular release was the Motorcycle Cop T-1000 in Ultimate version. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more toy spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. See you next time.